Hey. Checking in with chapters 12 to 16 of Emerald Blaze, which basically takes us from climax to the climax of the book. And I guess probably just chapter 17 and then a little afterlog probably will be coming next. But I figured I will check in because I'm probably not going to get to that tonight. Um, so, yes. Um, we get in these chapters her talking with her grandmother in a very kind of like, oh my god, grandmother is been kind of clamped her to the family. Victoria Tremaine, the evil grandmother who has got super mind powers, um, and yeah, has basically kind of forced her to say like you'll be the head of the family and you will not be with anyone who's gonna like marry you and take you away from the family, or else I'll murder everyone, basically. Um, and we find out why Nevada has been so distant, and basically it's because uh, her grandmother had come up with this perfect plot to frame him for like um, child sex trafficking or something really horrific. Getting one of his old ward buddies to testify against him, having mages that like can change into other shapes, change into his shape and do horrible things. I don't know why anyone would actually believe anything. It's like in like now in our world where deep fakes are becoming more and more of a thing. It's like videotape is going to basically end up being kind of pretty inadmissible in court. But I mean, I guess the resulting scandal and all that would probably just destroy everyone. So Nevada had, in the end, kind of had manufactured a fight with her family to try and like distance herself from them to protect them because everyone wants to protect each other. Um, but that comes out, and indeed, and Alessandro is like, no, I'm going to be with you, not with my family, and they make passionate love, very, pretty much explicit sex happening in this with lots of burning hot love and nipples on fire and things like that. Which is that maybe that is the actual climax of the book where Catalina and Alessandro finally make love and realize that they are for each other. Um, um, they also do discover in I think it's in these chapters that yeah, the guy who they tried to frame um, one of the family members for killing a girl, and it turned out that he had told somebody else that like this girl had been stalking him, and he told Albert, who had been desperately trying to get Catalina to marry him and his family. But it turned out, yeah, he told his father, and his father had told the mage because he wanted Catalina and her family to go away. He thought he was beneath them, um, and he's a psionic, mind powers, and he tries to pour that on Catalina, and Catalina just like, yeah, no, you got anything better? No, I'm a you are basically you're going to turn state's evidence, and you're going to resign as the head of the family and all that stuff. And Albert is still like, no, we can still make this work. And it's like, no, we can't because I don't love you. It's like, oh, is there somebody else? Yeah, him, Alessandro, who I just had made passionate love to. And he's like, well, I'll settle this. And he tries to do psionics on him, but Alessandro basically has a negating effect on magic as one of his powers, is what his family is, and yeah, and then they tried physically, and Alessandro just takes them apart. Um, and the grandmother gets bitten by a little mechanical construct spider, and it's like, this is Teresa Teresa? I think it's Teresa, the construct woman, doing that. They save Grandma. Murat, the guy, one of the construction guys at the Swamp Prime construction guy who is a prime at the thing, actually made the mistake of trying to get, not just pulling out his people immediately, just walk away immediately, but he also tried to get the assets out, at which point the abyss swamp thing tried to has pulled him into the swamp, and they're trying to rescue him. They get there. Teresa, the Fire Prime, has got the whole place surrounded fire, and they're in there, and Chow is trying to find him. They do find him. He's cutting him out. Chow does have super ninja kind of wire work powers, which would make Arabella, the youngest daughter, who's a big fan of him, really, really squee. I really think Chow is probably being set up as Arabella's romantic interest for those set of books. I rather suspect him being so buttoned down and kind of restrained, her being so kind of wild and casual and loose. Not loose in that way, but, loosey-goosey. And who should show up but, yes, Teresa with a whole bunch of construct army, probably using the evil Russian guy who killed Alessandro's father, people, to basically they're going to murder everyone. They can't kill the construct, the swamp thing, abyss construct that's been injected with the super serum, so they'll just kill everybody else. But Catalina constructs a super powered kind of her own spell to kind of supercharge both herself and Alessandro. Alessandro nulls everybody, and except for the abyss swamp thing, which comes for her. At which point she turns full power on it, says, basically goes full siren. It's like, come to me, and it's like it comes to him in like all these little bits and pieces of like things like, oh no, you're not worthy of me, not like Alessandro. And so it combines all its nodes together into one kind of golden shining creature. It's like a metal man almost, with the mind, the original mind injected with the super serum in the middle of it. Catalina picks up the sword and stabs it right through the chest where the mind is, and destroys it. Dun-dun-dun-dun. That's it for that. Actually, now that I think about it, I guess there's dealing with this Russian guy, though I think this Russian guy will probably get dealt with in the next book, book six, because it seems like each sister is getting 3 books. So that's my thought, that they won't have gotten this Russian super assassin guy who's been killing people for 30 years, whatever, or more. So that's my theory on that. So yes, we get the 2 climaxes, the relationship climax, which, they have wonderful sex, and then there's sort of a family meeting over, with Grandma, being poisoned. But once Grandma's unpoisoned, they basically have a big out, and they learn that Catalina is a deputy marshal. Everyone learns about Nevada. They decide, yeah, we're going to unite and be together and stuff like that. And Alessandro's going to be, I'll be with you forever, and that. So, and they kind of, that's when they kind of dust off Albert, at least for the moment. He's probably going to be bitter and come back at him again, but that just basically settled his hash for the moment. So yeah, that is nearly all of Emerald Blaze by Lona Andrews. Very much a female-centric fantasy novel. in that I feel like we're getting the female wish fulfillment, as well as kind of an interesting kick-ass adventure. With the interesting kind of synthetic Men of Mars kind of goop monster, as far as I can tell. Very interesting that way. All right, more videos later.